I'm 44 years old. No one is chasing me. I really am not being chased. Whether you believe it or not. Let me explain it in detail. Do you know why no one is chasing me? There's something a bit awkward. Right now I'm in a stage where I'm not young anymore, but also not old enough, so with 40 or more, I feel like I'm considered an older woman. Although my face is beautiful. My body is attractive. So most men, subconsciously, think I've lost value. This is because of two reasons. First, my age. Second, I have a son. So this makes people think, can I find someone with better conditions? They don't ask themselves, hey, is this person smart? Does this person have the ability to create wealth? Is this person emotionally and spiritually fair? Many men don't think this way. So I'm telling you, finding a good man is really hard. It's really hard. Harder than making money. I think making money is easy. Finding a man is hard. Because it's not pure. So, why are excellent women easy to be deceived? When men really want to choose a woman, you will find that men have two completely different standards for choosing a girlfriend and a wife. To choose a girlfriend, they want a woman who's beautiful, sweet, obedient, sexy, someone they can take out and have fun with. To choose a wife, they want a woman who's well-behaved, simple, hardworking, someone who can take care of the house, and still be good for having children. They also look at her parents' health, because it might affect the intelligence of their future children. These two standards. So men have double standards. Do you agree? Why don't model girls get anyone? In fact, there are many men on the platform who earn well, have strong professional skills, and are very career-driven. Why are they here looking for a partner? Because it's hard for them to find reliable women of the right age for marriage in their social circles. Of course, they are not lacking in admirers. Many girls even chase after them. But these girls are not what they want. Why don't they want girls who are models? These girls have a strong sexual attraction, and many of them are backed by influential people. Moreover, most of them have great bodies, and they come from other cities, so men don't want to spend too much time trying to understand the past of these women. They'd rather not invest that energy and time in getting to know them. They would rather find a woman from Ningbo, who is dedicated, without many tricks, and not involved in social games. These men prefer women with a simple emotional history, rather than looking for a model who is incredibly beautiful. If you had a friend like that, would you choose her to date?
Why do so many rich people ultimately not choose to marry beautiful girls? It's because many beautiful girls have no brains, and all they care about is that Mercedes logo. I had a former goddess, who drove a Mercedes C-Class. This girl was a schoolmate of mine for many years. Back in school, she was a legend. During middle school, when we had fights at the school gate, it was mostly because of her. You can imagine, people from other schools would come over, and it was like they were trying to fight for her attention, thinking that if they beat the other guy, they could win her over. She was this girl with good grades, a great figure, and looked perfect, but now looking back, I find it laughable that she ended up with what she did. You know, back in school, we actually had a pretty good relationship. She once told me that her biggest dream was to marry a super rich guy, wear an LV on the left hand, and Cartier on the right. But I didn't understand what exactly made this guy different from my cousin until later, and by then, she had already set her life goals. And she indeed lived that out. By the time she was 20, everyone she knew was calling her sister-in-law. Looking back, the guy she married wasn't as successful as I was at the time, but at least he gave her a certain status. But then she dug herself a big hole and ended up in a bad situation. Something happened with the guy, and things didn't work out for them. This girl, who was very popular back then, quickly broke up with him and started looking for a new guy to support her. But the problem was, she wasn't like an advertisement that gets more popular with more competition. The high demand she once had dried up because no new rich guy was willing to take her in. They just wanted to have a brief fling. At first, I thought this girl would be living a miserable life. But then when we met again, she nearly made me reconsider my opinion of her. At our high school's 70th anniversary, the school invited alumni back for the event, and we happened to meet again. At the event, there were some fairly successful-looking people. She wore a white suit that screamed femininity, and her outfit was so stunning it could light up a room. I watched as she walked around with a glass of wine, flitting between a group of successful-looking men. I jokingly said to myself, "Isn't she cold wearing that in the winter?" I didn't recognize anyone, just sat down and started looking around. Then suddenly she spotted me, paused for a moment, probably curious as to why I was there, and came over to greet me. She sat next to me and started complaining about how hard it was being alone for so many years, saying it was tough without any resources. When she was about to leave, she even asked me to give her a ride home. I noticed the looks we got as we left together, and the stares were so intense it was like I had committed some huge crime. I thought, my childhood dream is finally coming true, and was feeling pretty good about it. But then, I realized she wasn't interested at all. While we were in the car, she said, "I've been on my own for so many years, could I lean on your shoulder for once?" After hearing that, my heart almost jumped out of my chest with excitement. I thought, I've done everything I had to do, we're adults after all. But then, she didn't want to hear it. She told me that if I wanted to impress her, I should buy her a Mercedes, even if it was just a C-Class. I asked her, why not just drive your own car? It was an M3, which was way better than that C-Class. After hearing that, she just turned her head and walked away. To be honest, I thought it was a bit of a pity. Later, she got a Mercedes C180, the lowest version of the C-Class, and the screen in the car was smaller than a phone. One day, she came over and asked me out for dinner. I was curious and asked, "Wait, you actually bought it yourself?" She replied, "No way, my boyfriend bought it for me." Then I asked her, "You didn't pick my M3, but a guy got you a low-end Mercedes C." Then she said something that hit me hard. She told me, "What I really wanted was just the logo." I was stunned when I heard that, and I even said to her, "But you spent almost 300,000 yuan on that, it's not worth it." And she replied, "I know it's not worth it. But if I had spent 300,000, I could have bought a Toyota Highlander." When I heard that, I was stunned. Then it hit me. She was right. If you were that kind of goddess, would you show off a Toyota steering wheel that cost 2,000 yuan? Would you get out of a Toyota Highlander wearing a $1,000 LV outfit? Would you post a photo on social media, showing your loyal follower the car keys to your car? She told me that since she was older now and the market wasn't as good, if she could, she would have bought a Porsche by now. I joked that she should go to Beijing, since there might be more opportunities. But she said, "Forget it, I'm already in my 30s, I don't want to bother anymore. If I find a guy with a Land Cruiser, I'll just marry him and have kids." Not long ago, she called to say she was getting married to a guy 5 years younger than her. I even gave her 500 yuan as a gift. So, don't take those so-called socialites and goddesses too seriously. Their value is as simple as that. A logo can win them over. It's really not worth it. I'm not devaluing women here. Every woman has her worth. But what really makes a woman valuable is her wisdom. As long as a woman's mindset is mature, her vision is broad, her emotions are stable, and she's a little witty, offering occasional tips on fitness, then even if she's not the most beautiful, that's the kind of woman wealthy men are after. Of course, there are also rare cases, like the milk tea sister, the famous actress, who are 1 in a million. So, if you have time, maybe you should focus more on how to participate in your school reunion without causing too much trouble.
Why do rich men rarely marry beautiful women? Have you noticed that, whether it's billionaires or just wealthy people in general, their wives usually have a very average appearance? It's rare to see a billionaire marrying a famous actress or model, and even in second marriages, it's still uncommon. Why is that? Is there some secret behind it? I even asked my dad. You see how my mom is not good at anything. Never has enough. Why did you marry her? My dad didn't answer but kicked me out of the house. So here I am, sleeping on the streets, to reveal the 3 truths about what really matters to the rich when they choose their wives. First, all men like beautiful women. Fair skin, slender body, long legs, attractive, cute, but not clingy. What man could resist? But marriage is another thing. Dating satisfies physiological needs, and these needs are not just what you think, but many things. But marriage is different. Marriage is a long-term commitment. It's an exchange of interests. For billionaires, beauty certainly isn't a long-term value, but intelligence is. Unfortunately, women who combine beauty and intelligence are few. So, if they have to choose between the two, the obvious choice is intelligence. Because by marrying an intelligent woman, she can support your career, harmonize your family, educate your children. This is a lifelong commitment. It's an investment for generations. So, what comes second if intelligence is the first choice? Beauty? Of course not. Look, When billionaires choose their wives, besides intelligence, the second thing they care about is the woman's family background. And many billionaires grew with the help of their wife's family. If a man has ambition, he won't view the woman's beauty as an important factor in choosing a wife. If a man doesn't have ambition, he'll never become a billionaire. He'll be content with the small fortune he has. In the end, many beautiful cousins get upset and say, "I look like this, should I get plastic surgery to change my appearance?" There's no need to worry about that. For billionaires, beauty isn't important, but that doesn't mean that for 99% of other people, beauty doesn't matter. Also, you can be both beautiful and intelligent. Just don't plan on living your whole life relying on your looks. When you have time, read more, learn more. Your life will become wider. My fans are definitely not decorative vases. After all, you've grown up listening to my videos, right? Are you my cousin?
男人太现实，男人要不都想找年轻。
I saw some women in the single fans group complaining, saying that men are too realistic. Either they want to find a young and beautiful woman, or they want to find a free babysitter. Actually, the value of marriage is a mutually exchanged value. What the other person can get from this relationship, what they need, and if you can fulfill that, then you can come to an agreement. Basically, that's how it works. So, you need to find someone who truly cares about you, someone who is sincere and loyal to you. Only then can you consider a relationship with that person. Nowadays, making friends is very easy, and you probably have some backup plans around. When he is willing to spend money on you, it means he truly loves you. This is not a lie. To be honest, because money is something everyone earns and it's not easy to get. When this man is willing to spend money on you, you can really consider being with him. When men look for younger women, it's first to satisfy a psychological need and then a physiological need. If he gets a beautiful woman and if he can make money and she is kind, it only increases his sense of happiness. This is a psychological desire of men. If you can satisfy these needs, then you can have happiness together. Now, if you're older, why is it hard to find a companion? Especially for women approaching 60. It's really hard to find someone because when you reach that age, your value is no longer reflected in appearance. In marriage, men usually look for appearance and body. If he has no psychological interest in you in this aspect, it's very difficult for him to develop loving feelings. What he will weigh are actually the pros and cons. If you can take care of him like a housewife or a nanny, and he feels he can't find a younger woman, he may consider you. This is the reality, and you have to admit it. So, dear, don't have such high expectations. Don't say you must find a man with good financial conditions because he really can't be guaranteed. He won't necessarily want to take care of you nor be sincere with you. That's the truth. Never challenge human nature. Human nature is greedy, and honestly, this applies to everyone. Just no one has the courage to say it out loud. Don't you think?
What women consider beautiful and what men consider beautiful are completely different things. Many women think they are beautiful, but in reality, they are not. It's like many women who end up removing fat from their thighs, making them as thin as cardboard and chopsticks. Many women who already have a good body want to enlarge their breasts, but end up compromising their appearance. They might score 80 points, but after the change, they become -10. Many women wear makeup, but in reality, some men find it disgusting. Before wearing makeup, the man liked her, but after the makeup, he feels repulsed. The concept of beauty that men and women have is completely different. The beauty that women seek is the one imposed by soap operas and movies, a beauty with meaning. The beauty men seek is more primal, more animalistic. They haven't been influenced by the media and entertainment world. It's this type of beauty that men truly want.
If you're an average guy today and you want to win over a really beautiful girl, to be honest, you don't have many advantages. I think beautiful girls usually have a lot of suitors, many willing to spend money to please them. If these girls have a little bit of vanity and some emotional instability, to be blunt, it'll be easy for them to end up in situations where they only recognize money and not people, or even in situations where they're supported by multiple people. So, you're spending your money, but she's flirting with you, never saying yes, but not saying no either, just leaving you hanging. She keeps treating you like a provider, continuing to drain your energy, and that's something that can easily happen. So, I advise a lot of average guys not to chase these extremely beautiful girls. First, you'll spend a lot of money. Second, even if you spend that money, people will still call you a fool, and she still look down on you inside, taking your money while keeping her superiority, and you'll keep crawling behind her, being treated like a dog in her eyes. Third, these girls aren't ideal for a long-term relationship. You know what I mean? If you really want a girl like that to share your life with, I think the problem lies in your view of marriage and relationships, and how you perceive yourself. To be blunt, wouldn't it be better to look for a girl who, even if she's not that beautiful, has a good character and is suitable for a real relationship? But in reality, many times you end up disregarding these kinds of girls. Isn't that strange? You choose pain. You choose suffering for yourself. I think for many people, appearance and other factors aren't as important. But what really matters is status. But what happens when you get to know someone, go through experiences with them, and see who they truly are? How can you stay with someone like that? She sees you only as a source of money, someone to extract what she wants from. You start asking yourself, did all the effort and money I spent really make any difference? In the end, it's just self-delusion. The balance between what you give and what you get is completely off, and in the end, you can't take it anymore. The question is, for that person, does it really mean anything? No, she will just keep living her life as normal, not even thinking about it. Will she feel guilty? No, she will keep living well, without caring. What's your opinion on this? If you liked the video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. See you in the next one.